Hi, my name is Jason. I work with Candlelighters. I'm joined here by Lilly and her mom, Jodi. Hi, guys.
Hi.
Thanks for joining me. I have the distinct pleasure of working with the students at Algonquin College to raise some funds for us through some virtual events coming up in late March and April. So I wanted to help illustrate to them the impact that Candlelighters has on families and help tell your story. Jodi, no parent wants to hear the words your child has cancer. Can you tell us a little bit about that moment?
Yeah, when we first heard that Lily had cancer, it was definitely absolutely devastating. I think the hardest thing was trying to figure out how we were going to tell her. We had family that had passed away from cancer. So her only real knowledge about the word cancer was that if you had cancer, it meant you were going to die. And so that was really hard to try to figure out how we were going to explain to her that there's a lot of people that have cancer, but they survive, and they are able to beat it. And so, yeah, absolutely devastating when we first heard that she had cancer. But I think the harder thing was trying to explain to her that she had cancer, but we were going to do everything that we could, medically available to us to keep her alive and to keep her with us.
Well, thank you for sharing the story. I know it's difficult to flash back to that moment, but we appreciate you helping
Yeah.
share that story with us. Do you remember when you were first introduced to Candlelighters and maybe some of the programs that were introduced to you when you were first diagnosed?
Um, we were actually in Toronto because our initial journey with her cancer diagnosis started in Chio. And then we were flown to Toronto. And so we had actually heard about it through a friend of ours that had a son that had passed away from cancer. And she was the first one who said to us, you have to get Candlelighters. Candlelighters is an amazing program. And she told me a little bit about it. And I was like, yeah, we need them. Now at the time, because we were in Toronto, we couldn't quite access you guys. But once we started our journey back to Chio, that's when you guys kind of jumped right into our lives. I think the first thing that we were given was the iPad, so that Lily could stay connected with her friends at school. And then the big binder, this giant binder full of information all about what we were going to experience during our cancer journey. So that was the first time we kind of got the hint about Candlelighters and what you guys were about to do for us. And it was a little bit of a glimmer of hope in our pretty dark world at that time.
Well, I'm glad you got connected and we were able to support your family.
Yeah.
As you know, Candlelighters does provide over 20 different programs to families of on treatment and off treatment. Can you tell us a little bit about the most impactful program that impacted your family on your childhood cancer journey?
Oh, to choose one is so very difficult. But I would say if we have to like sift through all of the wonderful things Candlelighters has done for us, I would say it's the parking program at Chio. To have the weight of not having to worry about paying for parking when you're going through your cancer journey was absolutely amazing. People don't really think about the parking and how much that really would be impactful. But if you think about, the day, how many, like every time you're admitted to the hospital and the days that you're there for, every time that you leave and you come back for treatment, I don't even know how much financially we would be out if we were paying for the parking ourselves. So I would say over the course of our treatment, the parking program has got to be the most impactful thing for us, for sure.
Awesome. Thanks for sharing it. It's been a program that we have had over 20 years and it has been ranked as one of the most popular. Just you're not thinking about those adding up costs and not wanting to have to think about parking, but we're able to provide that for you. So that's
It's
great.
true.
Lily, your mom mentioned the iPad. That's part of our Cyber Kids program. I know it's meant to help you with your education and stay connected with your family. Can you tell us your favorite part about having the iPad while you're in treatment?
Well, I guess my favorite part about having the iPad when I was in treatment is that I was able to FaceTime my friend Dot, and I was able to just stay interested and not bored.
Yeah, and you were able to do your school project for school.
Yes, I was able to do that too.
Yeah, that was very nice too. She was able, her teacher was trying to send her work, and they gave her a research project on chimpanzees. And well, she chose chimpanzees, and having the iPad in the hospital was great because she was able to look everything up, and it's almost like having her own little school away from school.
Yeah.
Oh, that's great. It's a great technology to have to stay connected with your schoolmates, your friends, your family. It's a great distraction to watch a little video or play a little game. So I'm glad you were able to benefit from that program.
Yes.
Now, COVID has really limited our in-person support groups and activities. Can you tell us a little bit about your favorite memory of a Candlelighters event, support group, sweet seats, or such?
Again, so many.
Yeah.
What's your favorite?
Well, I guess one of my favorites was maybe the Fun Haven.
The Fun Haven, the Christmas party?
Yeah.
Yeah, you like going to the Fun Haven?
Yeah, Fun Haven was a lot of fun.
Like I said, we were very fortunate to work with the students at Algonquin College to do these virtual fundraising events. What would you share with someone who is considering making a donation to Candlelighters and supporting families like yours going through childhood cancer?
I would just say that it's an incredibly amazing program. For cancer families, I mean, you never want to hear the word cancer, but I think it's a little tougher when you hear that your child has cancer, because you never expect to hear your child has cancer. You always think of cancer as being something that an adult will have. And so Candlelighters is, I mean, you guys have a great name, Candlelighters, because it really is. You're in this incredibly dark moment of your journey, I guess. I do really refer to it as a journey. And Candlelighters is this amazing glimmer of hope that just lets you feel like you're not alone. People care, because that's another thing. You really feel very isolated. You're in the hospital a lot of the time. You're having to stay away from stores when your blood counts are low, things like that. The kids don't feel like doing anything. Cancer treatment sucks. You're sick a lot. And so Candlelighters being able to offer programs for those days that you are feeling well, offer programs for those days you're not feeling well. And I think the other great thing about it is that you make us feel like we're not alone and we are not forgotten.
Awesome. Very well said. Well, thank you so much, Jodi and Lilly, for helping share your story. And we are there with you from diagnosis straight through treatment and beyond. So don't forget, Candlelighters is there to help support you and your family. Thank you very much for taking the time.
Welcome.